Hey, hello everyone, welcome back, and today I'm going to show you more about Linux Station. I'll go in more details, how we install it, what it does depend on, and where to enable it and disable it, and also set all the settings with it. And in the second half I will be talking about the Linux Station, the OS after we install it, and how does it integrate with the QNAP NAS and how can we use it. So to announce the topic, I'll be talking in more details about the multimedia and entertainment on the Ubuntu that we have the Linux Station, the new version right now, Ubuntu 18.4, and how we can use it, say, for software development. I'll try to give an example if it would make any sense to use it for software development, the QNAP NAS and the Linux Station. So I'll be talking, I'll introduce, this will be the first part, the introduction part. I'll be introducing the Linux Station, I'll be talking into more details, and this will be just showing you first how to get there. So from here we can actually access the NAS, and before I move on, I'll just want to show you guys how the network virtual switch under the control panel looks like before getting the Linux Station and the Container Station, because you have to install Container Station first, as it is a dependent of it, the Linux Station. And we'll see the overview, we'll get an overview of how the virtual switches look like. So we don't have any virtual adapters right now. This is the virtual switch, and the physical adapters, this would be for the adapter 1 and adapter 2 for internal and external connections. So first step, go to App Center. You go to App Center, and then from there search for Container Station. So first make sure you install Container Station before moving on to install Linux Station, because that is a dependent of it. Alright, search for container, and then install Container Station here. It will give you this welcoming window, and not only, but also it tells you the installation, where do you want to have the installation location and which data volume. I'll leave it as it is on the first one, and as we wait for this one here, okay, start a download and then install. Okay, as this is downloaded and it has been installed now, it is able to use it, and then we can actually go and open the Container Station. So once we open it, you will be greeted by this window again, and you can see that the Docker LXC plus Docker built with all container technologies. So you just press start now. And then while this is loading, we wait, but found all data folder, keep it or create a new folder. So obviously I deleted it, removed it just to install it again and show the whole process from the beginning right now. So I'll keep it as it is. It will keep the same one, so this would be the original access for you when you're installing it for the first time. Well, we have Container Station, and it is all ready, but I want to show you now, once we go to install the Linux Station. After finishing Container Station, let's go search for Linux Station, and then we install it the same way from App Center as we did for a Container Station, and it shows you again the same process, the same idea. Okay? And let's wait for it while it installs and downloads and installs. As we see, Linux Station has been downloaded and it has been installed in the QTS, and then we have it ready to run it again. And now we see, once we click over it, you can open it either from here, or a desktop shortcut has been created, or you can search from the search bar here, or from the control panel under applications. Open it, And then this is the greeting interface, the Linux station that we are talking about today. The system will connect to the Linux containers website, as it says here. That's why we need the container station. So the related packages during the installation process, all these applications are published by third-party developers, and QNAP does not provide technical support for them, so keep in mind. And then we have 3 different Ubuntu versions that come up with a Linux station, and you want to install these containers. Is the Ubuntu 16.04, Ubuntu Kylin 16.04, and the new one is the Ubuntu, recently added Ubuntu 18.04. So we'll be talking about Ubuntu 18.04. We will see the installation process, and we will talk more details after we install it and see the user interface of this OS on Linux-based OS. Alright, so click install Ubuntu 18.04, and the system will download and install packages from the below website. So it gives you this information from where it is getting all the packets. Alright, install it, and then we have to wait for this one while it loads. It might take a couple of minutes, so we wait for it, and we come back once it is installed. And it is over. We are back. We see that we have installed Ubuntu 18.04, and we see now we have this screen here. Either it is already enabled, restarted, or reinstalled it, which we don't want to do now because you will have to wait again. And also you have the opportunity to set the output, like the display settings, the output resolutions, the audio output, network settings, the default gateway, and we will see now the virtual switch, how it is connected once we go through this, and the optical disk drive, where you can actually insert the disk drive and then be able to read it, the content from the disk. Another important part of this one is the remote connection, and the Ubuntu IP address is actually this one. And then when you enable remote desktop, which we'll be using it today, we will use the web browser to actually navigate. But what you can do, you can actually connect it through an HDMI cable. You can set a network and home environment, which it would look like this. So you can have the QNAP NAS, you can have the mouse, the keyboard all connected to the NAS, and the HDMI cable output. You can actually have another screen where it will work perfectly like a personal computer, Linux-based personal computer. So what you have to do is go to the control panel, and then you have to enable the Linux station. So go to control panel, hybrid station, you disable, enable. So you see you have the hybrid station, you disable the hybrid station and enable the Linux station. So disable once more, and you will see the difference. So Linux station ready, so enable it.
Starting Linux station.
Yeah, you'll hear the beep sound, the notification from the QNAP NAS, and the NAP Center Linux station is enabled. Okay, so after enabling the remote desktop, you just click in this link, and then you will be headed via web browser to the desktop or the OS of Ubuntu, and the username and password is the same as in your NAS. So just type it in, press enter, and then let's see what we have here. So this is now the Ubuntu 18.04, where we will see how it is integrated with the QNAP NAS through Linux Station, how it is installed, and we'll see the changes in it, and maybe see what we can use it for. Alright, so you will be greeted by this window, which I'll be closing it. So this is the UI. But I want to stress out this part now, where we go to the control panel, and if you remember the network and virtual switch, how it was constructed before. We installed the container station and the Linux station. Now you can actually see the difference. All right, so you have the Ubuntu 18.04 Virtual Adapter 2 and the Ubuntu Virtual Adapter 1 for the internal, and it goes through the container network. This is the Docker 0 when you activate container, and the Linux is using the containers from the container station and to have access to the internet through this one. Alright, so we have virtual switch 3 and this one. This is now the virtual switch and the network mode that we have right now. Let's go back. And once you greet one, like the software, newly installed software, you will be asked to update software since Ubuntu was released. Do you want to install it now? Probably we can wait for a while, so maybe install it later. So yeah, this is Ubuntu 18.04, and what is the good part here, how we can use it, is it comes with Kodi, that you can actually access it from the desktop here, and then once you double click, you go directly there, and then you can use it for multimedia, for movies, TV shows, music, radio, and so on and so on. So once, or you can just exit it from there. So yep, this is, and there you have the QTS here, you know that is coming from the QTS, and YouTube. Also you have the software center, and if you're good with the terminal in Ubuntu, just open the terminal, and you can actually start to perform things and access all the files and media in the NAS, which also has this shortcut here for all the files that are in the NAS. So NAS, and then we have the folders, and we can see whatever is in file station, the folders there. If you upload something there from here or from there, it has to appear here. So you see we have this folder, and then if we go back to the file station, we can see that we have the same ones. Okay, this was which of the folders was it? A multimedia, if I'm not wrong with it. All right, so new, ending, extended warranty is the same here, and then new, and all of those. Also, you can directly say through the terminal, you can, if you know the path, usually is like this, multimedia, media, and then you can create a new directory, say new 2 is like, and then it should appear one here, and then another one should, the same one actually should be here. Okay, so let's see the difference. New 2, yep. So if you're good with the terminal, if you're willing to use it as a personal computer and have all the files again in the NAS, and have the computer with a huge storage, and you can use it for many other things. Actually, you can use it for multimedia entertainment. You can play videos from the NAS, or if you are here the same directory, you can just say install, probably very fast. You can install a video player either from the Ubuntu Software Center, or as I like to use the terminal for downloading and installing really fast any video media player or any other application that you want to use it and actually access all the files from the QNAP NAS. So I'll show you here. So for this part, I'll be talking how to use multimedia for Ubuntu 18.04 and access the files from the NAS, either movies or images or anything else. So I'll be installing some software, some third-party apps in Ubuntu, and then try to play with it from Ubuntu, some video that is actually stored in the QNAP NAS. So I will download one of the video media players, and let's see here. apt-get install NASplayer. Alright, so this is downloading and installing it instantly, and I will be playing the video very shortly when this is done installing, and the application will actually be very fast to use it and very convenient. So this is being used through the web browser. If you have a video from another screen, from another screen, say a monitor, you will be having the feeling that you're actually running a very, very smooth computer. Actually it is. So yeah. So let's wait for this. Okay, so the installation is done, and then I know, for example, I have some video or some movie in the NAS multimedia directory, and I just want to play it here. So I'll just say I know the name of the application that I have right now, NASplayer. I downloaded, and I know the directory where it is, desktop, under the NAS folder, and multimedia. It should be ending.mp4, so I can play a mp4 video. Also the video media player here. Okay, let's try with another video, NASplayer again, and then yep, this is another video that we've been doing it about the storage manager and storage in general for the QNAP NAS. So close it down, and here we can use it actually for multimedia and for many other things. Or you can also navigate and use it for image editing. Say if you know any software that is good for creating or drawing, changing, writing, doing changes or images, drawing, and also open source versions of it. I know this one, for example, and then it is downloading and installing at the same time, and we will see that we can actually access the files and play with it for a while from the QNAP NAS. Okay, as this has been installed, we come back and we try to, for example, open it. We just type in the name, and this image editor application will open for you. So open location, you can enter a URL, or let me try to get some files if I can from the NAS. So desktop, the NAS, multimedia. I have a screenshot. Alright, so I have the screenshot of the Linux station, and then I can actually type in, say, QNAP, and do some changes. I have here, and I can leave it as it is, but you get the idea. You can actually edit, you can change, you can draw, you can be as creative as you want, and you have this opportunity all by accessing all the files from the QNAP NAS and having your own computer and your computer environment if you follow this kind of settlement here. So once we're done with it, I'll try to save it, save, and maybe not as this file, but save, export as, probably export as this one. Yeah, replace it on the spot, export, and let's see the changes. So maybe we should close it out. So discard changes here for this one, close the whole app, and let's try and see if we can get the same results from the file station as here. Multimedia, alright, screenshot, this one was it, so with the thumbnail. right? The media viewer. The other one, yep. So you can see the changes here, QNAP. Also, you can access it from the same from the desktop here. QNAP. So it is very convenient. It is very easy to use it, and you can use it actually for much more from many different other things. You can actually use it for setting software development. I will try to do this one, set an Ethereum private blockchain. If you are familiar with it, you can actually set it all in the QNAP NAS folder and run the miner, run the testnet, run the private blockchain, and do all the development from here. So this can be used for creating and testing your dApps. So you do all the testing before you go into the chain and you go public to the main app yourself. So you can be used by startups, you can be used by any other individual that is interested on developing. Software development can be used also through the Linux station and have access and files and register everything in the QNAP NAS. And it is very safe, it is convenient, and you can do that. So I'll try to do it here. Okay, so we come back and we can try to see the so I will create a new directory and start the software, try to do the software development really for beginners and try to see how this can be done using the QNAP NAS. So first I will create a new directory. First, let me see, first access the NAS under Multimedia, make directory or just access it first. Alright, CD, desktop, NAS, Multimedia, desktop, NAS, Multimedia. Alright, so I go and make a new directory, created a new, so this will be where I will be actually installing everything. So what I will do first is I'll add some command to get get the software property, so we can use PPAs, and apt get install software dash properties dash common admin1. So make sure you write it correctly. Properties common. These are the mistakes that you always do. Why yes. So you run the below command. Stable to get after this one. We want to get the stable Ethereum repository to the source list. So probably I'll just go and get it there in the directory where I opened the Ethereum app folder. Okay, so I'll cd in there desktop NAS multimedia app. Alright, so sudo add is apt repository -y. So this is why we get that. So we get the Ethereum now there in the folder. So we will add this repository by PPAs, and we are adding it, and we will be able to create in the folder there. So see here the changes we can see here. So there should be the auth data here. Reading package list, done. All right. Okay, so after that one we do some updates. Let's see, get the latest update. All right. Once that is, So now run and update. So we installed the Ethereum on the machine now. So we are going to install the software itself. So sudo apt visget -y install Ethereum. Alright, so as this one is downloading and it is installing actually, we wait for it. So see the minutes here, see 3 minutes. So we have to wait for a while and then we will see the difference. We'll come back once this is over. Okay, we are back. As this is about to finish, we will see that, oh, actually it just finished. So we already installed the Ethereum on the machine. So now all we have to do is create an account, and then after that we'll create the Genesis block, which is the block 0. But I want to talk about why we are doing this and why we need the Ethereum blockchain. And so we need first to install the GETH, is a Golang implementation of ETH, and then we use it as an interface to run a full Ethereum node implemented in this language. And with it we can mine Ether, we can transfer funds between addresses, we can create smart contracts, we can send transactions, or explore the block history. Alright, so the next step would be to create an account, and to do so we just, as I mentioned, we use GETH now, GETH is it called, and then we say, we type here GETH, data directory, as this is the data directory actually, add data and account new. You'll be asked to enter your passphrase, so that you have to remember it and make sure you save it somewhere and you know this passphrase twice. All right, and then you'll be assigned a new account, a new address. So make sure you save this one, as we are going to use it for later and integrate it into the blocks. Okay, so I'll copy this one and probably save it somewhere, and probably let me open a new terminal. I need to get it. So I'll paste it here, account 1, and maybe I'll create another account just in case. I mean, you can create as many accounts, you can set in different machines, and then you can also join the peers in one node. But I'll just create it just to add it to the Genesis block. I will explain later, where you actually can allocate pre-mined ethers into different accounts. So my Genesis block will be with 2, so I'll use it for the same way. All right, add data, account new. So again, I'll be having another account. So now I'll have 2 accounts, and then all right, account number 2, and I want to save this one. Save it to desktop here. Okay, accounts. And also, once you create the accounts, you will be having, you can actually have the information in the folder there where the where we installed ETH data on the key store. All right, so close that one, and the next step would be, now that we have created the accounts, would be the Genesis block. And for that, you just copy paste, how to say, the sample and try to use it as your Genesis block, and we can actually copy paste it and modify it based on the needs, based on how we want it. So the Genesis block is the start of the blockchain. So for that, I'll create the JSON file. So I'll get it again here, and okay, I'll just try to find it. I have it somewhere here, a sample. Multimedia, use this one. Okay, so you copy paste this Genesis block. You can find it anywhere actually. All right. Okay. Let me put it here. And then here under alloc, you see allocation. This is where you can allocate to specific addresses. So that's why I saved the file with the accounts that I created here on desktop. Accounts here, home. All right. So copy paste and change this. So this is the address 1 and address 2. So you want to pre-allocate before with the start of the blockchain. With the start of the block, you can pre-allocate. So probably set to a different number. Like this is the number, the balance that you want to give it to. 2, 3, 4. So this guy can have 4, 4. Say 5. So this is the amount of the ether that you're allocating to this. And then we can save this one. So Control S, the genesis.json. So multimedia auth genesis. So now that we set the genesis block, we go and initialize the node by entering this actually. Yep, but first let me key into the directory NAS multimedia. Was it auth? Yes, and yeah, the genesis JSON. All right, so successfully wrote the genesis block. So this is the beginning of the blockchain. So the genesis file is a JSON file that defines the characteristics of the initial block and subsequently to the rest of the blockchain. So it's block 0, the beginning of everything. So you set it all there. So what we need to do now is we need to start the node and we need to make some small changes again, and then we are already setting the private blockchain, the testnet and everything, which we already did. We wrote it, it is stamped, it is in a gravestone. Now whatever you do, it is whatever action you make from this point on, it is immutable, and you can actually develop on it. You can use the QNAP NAS for testing, creating your D apps and more, and so on, either for running mines and everything. So now to start the node, we just go, as I mentioned, I have some, save it here, and I can use, copy this one. So we use the Robstain. We use the Robstain and the RPCs, and probably I need to make some other changes here. And all right, so let me check, paste it here. So you have to change this one with the account number. So if you remember the account number, all right, so my accounts here, so copy this one, change the account. All right, so you have to run this command now, and you can see to start the node with this one. Okay, you copy, paste it there, and you see the unlocking account here. So for the account that we did the changes, that was the account that we actually saved, EC84A7C. Okay, so I will not save this one, I just needed it for the changes. So the passphrase, you remember the passphrase when you created the new account initially. So you set it now again. So yeah, you initialize and you start the node. And also from this point on, you can actually get the info on the node. So info admin.nodeinfo.enode. And then you can see that this is the enode, and you can have all the information here for it. And from here you can actually add another peer. You can, if you're using from different machines, if you created accounts, and you can all use it to set it all here. And we are done, almost done with it. Just want to comment on the last part. So we can set the miner.start and we can start the miner for the Ethereum private blockchain that we just created. All right, so we have the information, stage elapsed, generating the DAGs in progress, and this will keep running for a while as it is initializing the blockchain. As we can go now and see that we already have created it. So it is very good. You can use it for software development, for any other different project, and we're better than having everything in the QNAP NAS. So let's go to desktop, NAS, and we see multimedia. We have auth, and then we have the block here stamped into the stone, and auth data. So we have the Golang implementation, Go language of Ethereum. So we have all the information here. We have the key store from the accounts that I created, if you remember. So I have the information on it here. So yep, don't edit, but you just have the address here, the cipher, EC84, crypto, and everything is all done. Okay, and you have also the information, so you make sure that you already have it also in the QNAP NAS. It's all saved here. And as we come back here, we can see that we have successfully sealed the blocks, generating DAGs, so the potential blocks are coming out, and we see now that they are all being mined here. So congratulations, now you know how to set a private Ethereum blockchain and go and create and innovate by yourself out there using QNAP NAS and the Linux station. And we see that with the QNAP NAS Linux station, we can use it for different and multi-purposes. We can use it for multimedia, watch videos, watch movies, edit videos, edit movies, edit images for entertainment, and so on and so on. And more, you can actually use it for software development. You can create, and you can see more other things. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. So yeah, thank you everyone. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.